What's up, comic book fans? And welcome to Comics Icons. Now, JJ, what they call me. And today, we got more Blood Hunt. This time with the Avengers issue number 14. And if you guys call issue 1 of the new Blood Hunt miniseries, then you know the Avengers just got put through the ringer. And if you guys missed that Blood Hunt number 1 issue, then I'll go ahead and place a card at the top of the screen to it right now. And there'll be a link to it at the end of the video, as well as the previous issue number 13's video. But in that last Blood Hunt issue, we saw the introduction of the new Blood Coven, a super-powered group of vampires that were able to blindside and take down the Avengers, with only Sam Wilson's Captain America, Iron Man, Vision, and Captain Marvel getting away safely, while Thor, Black Panther, and Scarlet Witch remain in the hands of the Blood Coven, and Thor and Black Panther seemingly mortally wounded. But we all know that when one Avengers team goes down, there's always another backup team waiting to avenge. So if you guys are ready to find out who steps up to save this world when the mighty Avengers have fallen to the vicious Blood Coven, then you guys know what time it is. Let's get it. So this issue starts off with Steve Rogers giving an Avengers priority alert. He has been tasked by Captain Marvel to put out the call for more Avengers. So everyone receiving this message is being asked to step in, and their ID cards tracking will bring them to Rogers' location. And they need to be prepared for vampires. So this issue kind of serves more as an introduction to the new members of the team, and it starts off with Steve Rogers. Even though we already know who he is, he's not really been with this iteration of the team. But Steve Rogers has always been known as a superhero across this world and many others. But to his core, all he ever wanted to be was a soldier. And right now they're at war. And what he needs is an army. Then we meet Hercules. And every time he returns to this world, he finds it in peril, he thinks. But that's not a problem, because he is a match for any peril. And he's more than happy to come fight by the side of Captain America, Steve Rogers. And if this is the crisis that finally snuffs out the light of the world, then he will meet that final darkness as an Avenger. Then we meet Kate Bishop, aka Hawkeye, and her life has been up and down just like an arrow's arc. Never in a straight line. Straight lines are easy, but an arc is complicated, she thinks. Alive, unpredictable. And now more than ever, she's reminded of the biggest point of comparison, that an arrow's arc ends, and so does life. Then we meet Pietro, Quicksilver, and he takes after his father, Magneto, who's a bastard, he thinks. But the only person left that loves him is his sister Wanda, the Scarlet Witch, who's currently prisoner of those who have done this to the world. So Quicksilver has no choice but to rejoin his other family, the Avengers. And he'll kill as many vampires as he can until he's able to reach those who have taken his sister. Then we meet Hazmat, and she guesses it was always going to come to chucking hazardous radiation at vampires under an eternal night. She even went to school for it, and she fought the Masters of Evil. She's an Avenger now, and she supposes that she better just accept it. And after they've all come together, Cap has them sound off. Then he introduces them all to one another, since some of them haven't worked together yet. But they've all been Avengers before in one form or another, so they all know to watch each other's back, and that's exactly what they'll need right now. And he thanks them for answering the alert. But Quicksilver wasn't too thrilled about the idea of having to come here to answer Cap's alert instead of trying to save his sister. But Cap asks him for his patience, even though he knows how difficult that is for Pietro. But the skies are dark, and vampires have attacked in force, Cap tells him. The Avengers have been hit hard. They're regrouping to hit back, and hopefully end this, and save Thor, Black Panther, and the Scarlet Witch in the deal. They're doing their job, but they need us to do ours, Cap tells the rest of the team. People need saving. They need Avengers. Then Cap tells them that the vampires they've seen so far have been terror troops, not organized beyond causing chaos and fear. But there's also an organized faction at work. And the wild vampires are dangerous, but an organization is even more so. They've been rounding people up like cattle, driving them into herds. And although they're sure it's likely about blood, they're going to find out for certain what it is that's going on here. So they take off, and then Hawkeye is the first to spot a group of vampires rounding up a group of people. And this group of vampires has a certain hate group that they're associated with. And of course, I'm not going to mention their name because I don't want to get my channel demonetized, but you get the picture. So the Avengers, they all jump in to save this group of people. And of course, Quicksilver is the first one there. But once the rest of the Avengers join in, they're able to wipe out these vampire hoarders. As Cap thinks to himself that the world may be ending, and he knows he should be frightened. But the thing about being a soldier is you're never alone. You stand shoulder to shoulder with your comrades. That's also the thing about being an Avenger. And he's chosen well with this team, he thinks. Regardless of where they've all come from, they're already fighting as a team. Meanwhile, Pietro notices that Cap's shield isn't flying quite right, and Cap tells him that it's not his usual one. And it's not as well made either, so it doesn't fly quite the same, but he's getting used to it. It's edged in silver, and he had it made right after he was turned into a werewolf. And Hazmat's like, wait, a werewolf? And Hercules adds in that it does happen. He himself was once turned into a Spider-Man. And Hazmat's like, oh no, this is a terrible job. I'm quitting. But Kate is wondering how we got vampires from this particular hate group, which again, I'm not going to mention their name. But Quicksilver responds, what difference does it make? They're all parasites obsessed with blood. But one of the vampires is actually able to catch Pietro, and he tells him that they actually represent a consistent ideology, a master race, putting the undermen where they deserve to be. But Cap's able to take him out with his shield before he can finish that speech. Looks like he's got the hang of that new shield after all, he says. But Hercules, meanwhile, blames Atlantis for this. If they hadn't transcribed the Darkhold and created the first vampire, then this wouldn't be a problem. But Cap has him slow his roll for a minute with that thought process. He's known good vampires who never asked for their curse and don't inflict their pain and hunger on others. But he's never known a good member of that hate group. But Hazmat chimes in that it's not like you turn into a member of that group if one of them bit you like you would a vampire. But this Avengers team successfully manages to clear the area of these vampires, so people are able to go find safety. But just as they're all enjoying a momentary win, they all get beamed up into the sky, Avengers and civilians. Come to find out, it's a vortex beam coming from a helicarrier. And now that they've all been beamed up onto this helicarrier, the Avengers form a perimeter around the civilians to try and keep them safe. Hazmat, though, threatens to take down this helicarrier with an EMP. But Hercules reminds her that if she were to do that, then that'd be pretty bad for the city beneath them, as well as them and all of the people that were just abducted with them. But then a voice familiar to Captain America speaks up. Well, he says, I suppose I should have expected you, Captain America. Every time I, or someone like me, have tried to deliver this particular baby into the world, you have been there to kill it in its crib. But this time, Captain America, noble fascism will be birthed in America, and it will be me who welcomes it into the world. You see, it's in my blood. As an old Captain America villain, Baron Blood has revealed that, ladies and gentlemen, is the end of the issue. So what did you guys think about the issue and the new team? And how you guys liking Blood Hunt so far, or disliking it if that's what you're feeling? Me personally, though, it's still early, but I say I'm liking Blood Hunt so far, especially how it got started. And I also like seeing Quicksilver here on the team. I like them having a speedster on the Avengers. Although I don't think this team can hold a candle to the main squad, I do like that they still got some heavy hitters. But I want to hear from you guys and your theories and thoughts on where this thing is headed. But as always, if you guys enjoyed this video and this channel, and you'd like to support the channel, then you could do so by stopping by the Comics Icon store and picking you up some of this dope merchandise, including the background music heard right here in this video, or by joining the Iconic Fan Club channel membership. And I'll make sure that there's a link in the description to join the membership, download the music, or check out the store. But with your membership, you'll gain access to weekly interactive live streams with yours truly, where we can talk about everything that's been going down in these issues, as well as ones that you'd like for me to go over in the future and other comic book news. Plus, you guys will get loyalty badges, member shoutouts, and up to 20% off of Comics Icon's merchandise from the Comics Icon store. And now we've got new tiers to the memberships as well, starting at just 99 cents. and all tiers get access to the interactive live streams. Now, how's that for an easy way to help out and support your favorite channel? Or you guys can donate to the channel with a super thanks. And if you're not able to do either one of those, then you can still be a huge help to the future of this channel by dropping a like, share, and subscribe in the comics icons for more icons in the comic book world. But ladies and gentlemen, it's about that time. I'm out. Peace.